For more on this delicate diplomatic situation with China, I want to bring in Congressman Adam Smith, the top Democrat on the House Armed Forces Committee. So, Congressman, thank you for being with us. And we're learning that China has refused a call from the Pentagon, a call that was probably intended to calm things down. What should the U.S. be doing right now to keep this from escalating?
Well, we should try to engage with China, and I think it's absolutely true that China is the primary one that has been unwilling to engage with us. You know, I speak regularly with Jake Sullivan in the National Security Council, Chairman Milley, Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff, Secretary Austin. You know, we're all willing to engage and have those conversations. China's very quick to cut that off. So I think step one is we need to try to get them to engage. I hope that Secretary Blinken will get his trip back on schedule, get back to China. We need to have dialogue. Look, China and the U.S. certainly have differences, but we are going to have to figure out a way where we can both live in this world. So we need to talk. We need to figure out how we can work through those differences peacefully.
Do you believe the Biden administration has been transparent enough about this? What questions do you still have, and do you expect to learn anything at tomorrow's Senate hearing?
Yeah, no, I think the Biden administration has been beyond transparent on this, and I find all the criticism of the Biden administration to be horribly misplaced. They handled this situation absolutely correctly. First of all, they identified the threat, which apparently had not happened in previous instances. They were very transparent about it. I mean, we all knew about it. They handled it in a calm and professional manner, ultimately took it down after having learned a great deal of information about it, and now we're learning even more. I mean, it's hard for me to think of a national security matter that the public is more informed on than this particular balloon.
What questions do you still have that you want answers to?
I don't have any questions about the balloon in particular. I think the questions that we should all be focused on is with the one you started with. Where does our relationship with China go from here? How do we make sure that we are strong enough, both in the U.S. and with our partners and allies, to deter Chinese aggression? We all know about Taiwan and the threat that China poses to Taiwan, but they're doing this all over the world. They're violating fishing rights in a dozen different countries. They're violating the sovereignty of multiple countries. I was in Indonesia last year, where Indonesia is trying to search for natural gas in their territorial waters, and China comes bullying in and pushes them out. So those are the questions we need to answer. How do we work with the rest of the world to deter the threat that China is posing with their reckless behavior?
Earlier in the hour, Congressman, we covered President Zelensky's trip to the U.K. He asked for fighter jets, and the U.S. so far has refused that request. But we have seen the administration change its mind on tanks and certain air defense systems. Do you think the U.S. and allies should be sending fighter jets to Ukraine?
I don't think that's the most important question, and I'm sure President Zelensky talked about a great deal of other things. I mean, the biggest focus right now is on ammunition and also the tanks and the mobility that they need coming from us and from our other partners in the region. That's the help they desperately need as they prepare for a counteroffensive to retake more land. Right now, even the Russian fighter jets are not really a factor in the war in Ukraine because of air defenses. F-16s would not last long in the current fight in Ukraine. Let's focus on getting them the tanks and the munitions they need to be successful in the fight that they're having right now. And we can have the conversation about the fighter planes going forward. But again, not the most crucial thing in the fight right now.
Congressman Adam Smith, thank you for your time.